All righty.
Got it.
Got it. All right.
So we are live.
We are definitely live. We on the Tholwana Molemo Facebook page. It is the 15th of November, 2022. Today we have a very special promo interview. We have a special event that we're doing. We are calling it Transgender Awareness and Red Lipstick Fridays promo. Gender-based violence and human rights violations awareness. It is a must. So my name is Nosana Sondiazi. I'm wearing a mustache. I will be fixing it throughout the interview. I am with some very special activists and players and contributors and participators of the LGBTI conversation. And I'm going to start off by letting everybody introduce themselves. I'm going to start with my colleague, Sister G. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Please say hello to our audience.
Thank you, Nosana, and thank you for everybody who's watching, and hello, everybody at home. Good evening. My name is Nolutando Bedashe, Sister G, as Nosana has already alluded, and I am from Tholwana, Molemo. I'm working as a professional nurse at Tholwana, Molemo. Obviously, I would be doing what nurses are expected to be doing, but I'm actually going an extra mile, which is advocating for our clients. So with the advocacy, it includes mostly the GBV awareness and any other kind of advocacy that we need to do, especially for our transgender clients, not excluding other members of the LGBTQIA+ community. I think I said a mouthful, Sana.
We will hear more, Sister G. Thank you very much. And then next, I'd like to introduce Teddy. Hi, Teddy. Please say hi to everybody. You are mute still, Teddy. Okay. Now you're unmuted, but still not sure what's happening.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Still nothing.
No, we can hear you. Thank you. No, we heard you just now. When you said, can you hear me now? We heard that.
Can you hear me?
Yes. We can hear you.
Because I can't hear anybody. This is crazy.
You can't hear us. We can hear you. You even have a microphone. We can hear you. But now, what's happening, Teddy? Now you can hear. No, can't hear you. No. I don't know why we can't hear you. I'm reading lips over here. Yes, I am good, hey? Can't skinner about me in a public room. I can read lips. All right, Teddy, try coming in and out again or unplugging your mic or something, because we could hear you just now when your mic was, huh? Yeah, unplug that fancy mic. All right, I'm going to come back to you, but I still can't hear you. I'm just lip reading here. All right, I'm going to go back now to our other distinguished guest and then come in and out. Tidiso from Lijueli Botswana. Welcome to the Tholwana Molemo Facebook page live stream. You have been a special guest before. You are featured in our magazine. We know all about your love life and your history and your childhood and your preferred things. Welcome, Tidiso.
Yeah, Nosana, you're really a fan. Yeah, really a fan. I haven't forgot that I was interviewed by a magazine, you know. It just reminded me of that. Oh, well,
Yeah.
no, thank you, Nosana and your team there at Molemo. And thank you for the opportunity that you guys give us as Free State Rainbow Seeds in Leisure. And yes, you're right. I'm Sidi Sokwena. I'm a human rights reactor. I'm a human rights specialist in Leisure. We are doing human rights advocacy. We are running the campaign of Red Friday, so Red Lipstick Fridays.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So, Teddy, how's your sound so far?
I have no idea.
We can hear you. Yay!
I had to try a lot of gadgets now, but I'm glad you can hear me.
Welcome, Teddy. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, that you are.
I don't know what's wrong with some people.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody that is watching. Hello, everybody on the panel tonight. I am Teddy B. Mhlambi from Free State Rainbow Seeds, and I'm part of the people that are assisting in the promotion and pioneering of the Friday Red Lipstick campaign against gender-based violence and IPV. So I work at Free State Rainbow Seeds as the cyber peer officer, meaning when you are online, you see me. When you are on WhatsApp, you are actually talking to me, and any questions that you have can be directed to me, and I will pass you on to the relevant people, like the people on the panel tonight.
Thank you so much.
So, I'm the face of gay.
Gay every day. Thank you very much. All right. I promised I wasn't going to smile because the mustache falls off. All right. So already a warning to everybody who's going to be wearing a mustache. I think you're going to have to grab some extra sticky things for it to stay on, unless you're not going to talk much, but I'm going to be talking a lot. All right. We are very excited. It's Movember. It's Transgender Awareness Month. It's coming up 16 days of activism against violence of women and children. It's Suicide Month coming up in December. People are very depressed in December. They have to go home. They're not accepted in their homes. They have to hide. This is a very important initiative that we are sharing together with our gender non-conforming organization, Free State Rainbow Seeds. We always call each other brother and sister organizations, and I don't remember any organization disclosing their gender.
You know.
Action. But I would like to start with just the behind the scenes. I'm going to direct this question at you, Tsidiso. What brought about having the Red Lipstick Fridays campaign, you know? And how are you planning on getting people involved? Why do you want people involved? Let's get people excited. Let's get people wearing their red lipsticks. Tell us all about it, please.
Okay, thank you, Nosana. It's 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. We no longer say against women and children because it's now broad. So what made us think of this idea, why we came up with this Red Lipstick Fridays? We've realized that how gender-based violence is now declared a pandemic, and it is now a national crisis that we are facing as South Africa as a whole. People kill each other on a daily basis. They get abused, and other people get commit suicide because of experience GBV in any form, whether it's in their relationships, whether in the taxi, or even in our workplaces. So we came with this because as we at First State Rainbow Seeds in Leisure, we are implementing a human rights program. And according to our findings and what is generally known, that as our theme, as it says, that gender-based violence is violation of human rights. It is against what we are standing up for. If you are abusing someone, you are violating that person's human rights as they are in the Bill of Rights in the Constitution of South Africa. So what we decided that we wanted to make awareness that we stand tall against GBV, stand fearlessly. We are currently working with partners. We just scored one of the big media companies here in Free State that wants to join us. Sorry for that. It's going to happen for 3 Fridays within 16 days, which is the 25th, mobilizing communities to come with us. Initially, we wanted to launch podcast of human rights on the 25th as a launch of GBV. The podcast, due to procurement issues, we haven't secured our podcast equipment to help us on the day, but we'll be having an activity on the 25th, some sort of dialogue into 2 parts, because we are our core primary, it's sex workers. We are doing sex work rights as our primary objective. So we'll be focusing on sex workers' human rights, because they are also experiencing gender-based violence on the streets where they're working. They are still being arrested for doing what they work. And we know that the Constitution of South Africa, it says that everyone has a right to choose on profession where they want to work, and it will be regulated by the state. So we are mobilizing communities. We are working with civil society organizations from different sectors, your LGBTIs, your faith-based organizations, your women's sector, your men's sector, children's sector, disability sector, you name them, all those society to take part on this event, on this campaign. We are also in talks with taxi drivers, with taxi associations, that on Friday the 25th, the red lipstick. You know how you can see how I look with my red lipstick, Nozana. So we are very excited about this program. We are mobilizing communities in all spheres of Leisure. I think now it's all Free Staters. Please wear your red lipstick on Friday the 25th, Friday the 2nd December, Friday the 9th December, where we stand against gender-based violence, against abuse, against all other forms of abuse that we can experiencing in the country.
Yes, Tediso, thank you. And you must go to those taxi drivers, put on those red lipstick on them especially. They're the ones that drive us to and from our abusive relationships. When we run away, we get into the taxi. When we're going back to him, we're going into the taxi. Yes. Test those taxi on the window and on the doors, put red lipstick on the taxi, something, Anyway, thank you so much. Teddy, how is the red lip? How are the red lips going to help gender-based violence? A man is wearing red lipstick. How is that going to help?
Do you know, I think one of my biggest fights when it comes to the gender-based violence pandemic or IPV in itself is the embracing of femininity. When we look at it, we look at the fight against femininity. Whether it's a man being feminine, whether we're fighting a woman being feminine. Now, the red lipstick is the embrace of, I recognize femininity as being a human right. And me wearing red lipstick symbolizes that I'm okay with it. If you catch my drift. Red lipstick has been a symbol of being sexy. And as a man, you've never been allowed to be sexy. You've never been allowed to embrace being sexy because it goes against masculinity. Now, by wearing red lipstick, you are empowering the idea of a person can be sexy without being violated. Yes. How is a man wearing red lipstick going to get violated in the streets? They won't be. But by wearing red lipstick, they're embracing femininity. But how is a woman wearing red lipstick being violated in the street? By embracing femininity. Now, if we're all embracing femininity, then there is no room for GBV against how a person looks or represents themselves. I think the red lips speak. I think the red lips speak a huge volume because I mean they have always been synonymous with sex and just, you know, but you are not allowed to khalela another man. Now, if all men are wearing red lipsticks, let's see if bona baka khalelana the same way they khalelana women in red lipsticks. Otherwise, they have no grounds to violate anyone because we're all looking the same on that day.
Yeah. No, you've answered this perfectly, you know, Teddy, because women have to hide their femininity because they have to fear that they look too sexy. They have to hide their bodies. I mean, I love this red lipstick specifically on men because now if you won't wear red lipstick to prove and to show that you are anti-GBV, like, are you not willing to kind of like break your own heteronormative masculine norms? Because it's the whole GBV thing is so uncomfortable. Are you as a man not prepared to risk your own uncomfortability just to prove that you are for a particular statement? You know what I mean?
Thank you. I love that. Risking your own comfortability. And it's quite a big dilemma. When I say femininity, I don't even speak on behalf of women. As a man, being effeminate puts you at the danger of being violated because you are crossing this gender boundary of a man being effeminate. So you understand, me as a feminine gay person am at a higher risk of being violated than your straight looking gay man.
Yes.
So that's where I base the femininity aspect. If we are all feminine in quotation marks on that day, as it is a symbol of being feminine, what grounds do we have of violating each other if we are the same on that particular day?
You know? Because this is actually where we are challenging cisgender, heterosexual, masculine presenting men. We are targeting their lips to go red. Because our lips, feminine lips, female lips, they wear red lipstick all the time. So I wonder how women who wear red lipstick feel about the red lips on men. What do you think, Sister G? Let's talk about the red lips on men. I'm not sure if I've seen you wearing red lipstick, Sister G, but how do you think women should be responding? Cisgender women, heterosexual women, lesbian women, as long as you identify as a woman. How does it challenge us on that day? Are we now going to put down our red lipstick? Are we going to join them? Does it make a difference if you wear it every day anyway? If you wear it again on the red lipstick Fridays?
You know, I actually concur with what Teddy is talking about, Neno-san, because now if you are putting a red lipstick as a man, it also I think it will put men, or it will make men feel the vulnerability that we feel as women in everyday life. Imagine walking down the streets and then people are staring at you. Remember, with us, they stare at our physique. They would look at your boobs. They would look at what you're wearing. But this time with the cisgender, especially with cisgender men, I would like to see them wearing it, especially the bright red lipsticks that draws attention. That will definitely say we will be looking. Everybody else will be looking at them, and that, remember, the attention that they'll be getting, it will make them feel the vulnerability that we are feeling in every day. And we are hoping that by them feeling that way, they will start thinking of the way we feel as women. If we have to work, especially in spaces like taxi rank, where you have to walk by, and then you have to be thinking, am I dressed okay to be in the space like this? Am I putting myself in danger to be in a place like this just by being assigned female at birth, or just by being feminine. So some of us, like you have seen, you just alluded to, son, putting a red lipstick on, it becomes a problem because it draws attention. So already, by virtue of you wearing, being feminine, you're getting attention. So now you are even afraid to express yourself by putting on the red lipstick, because you feel that I'm going to draw more attention, put myself at risk, by just applying red lipstick. Yes, I do apply it. Most of the time when you see me, I'm at work. So at work, I don't really apply the red lipstick. I apply it somewhere else, but it's minimal because you try to avoid the attention. But I feel we shouldn't be limited to say I can't put it the lipstick on because I'll be drawing attention to myself. I'll be attracting gender-based violence towards myself. So I really love the concept that Free State Rainbow City has come up with, but I would really urge our men to actually support the movement and put on the red lipsticks on those Fridays. And for us women, just to back off and let the men put the lipsticks, let them be the ones who we.
Sister G, you just hit me. I wanted you to go there.
The red lipstick must go. We're putting down our red lipstick.
I wanted her to go there.
Letting the men wear the red lipstick.
Yes, for once.
Because
I want men to know what it feels like to be sexualized.
Yes.
You know, to be sexualized in just the whole day. Because the thing is, men have these things that are so funny that make them feel uncomfortable. Have you seen them sexualizing each other? Men feel so violated when another man says, "You look hot today."
Yeah. Oh, they're not used to. They get uncomfortable when they come.
Another man says, "You look cute. You look hot." It's like, I see Swena. What's wrong with you? Another man touches your cheek. Another man comes and brushes you or spanks you as a joke. Men will kill themselves and jump. Yet so women have to go through that 365 days a year.
Most definitely.
So men are so scared of being sexualized that this campaign would be mind-blowing if they actually participated to step into women's feet. Because back in the day, there were campaigns that were done where men wore heels.
Yes.
Or they would run in heels, or just do a photo shoot in heels for one day for a campaign, like a walk a mile in her shoes type of thing.
Yes.
So those are fun because, I mean, it's to prove, and they look at that as a challenge because there's nothing sexual about that.
For sure.
But now we take something they sexualize and we say, how about you do this?
Oh gosh, heels are very sexy, sexual, if you ask me. You know, women talk about how it lifts the bum, and women talk about how they cook in the kitchen in heels. Heels are very sexy, and these are the things. These are women's clothes. These are feminine clothing and things that make a woman, accentuate her femininity. So it's great that we're inviting men to walk the same path of, getting that attention and to remember. So hopefully you guys are also going to be also collecting photos, and then we get to see, are people going to be sending pictures?
Absolutely. I would really love it if every guy took a photo and, added a little quote on the day about how they feel wearing red lipstick, or an experience they went through throughout the day. How many men made a funny sexual comment against them on the day?
Mm.
You know,
And even,
as a joke.
yeah, and even women, you know, sometimes we perpetuate our own stereotypes. Hopefully women are supportive and they're not you know, going like, ah, you're such a man, what are you doing wearing a lipstick? You know, we also
Exactly.
we need to be in front of the conversation and not say, hey, I'm sure he's gay. I'm sure he's been waiting for a long time. He's using this as an excuse. You know,
Yeah.
the fragile masculinity, you know, we just really need to blur and break these rules that say, I can't do this if I'm heterosexual. I can't do this if I'm cisgender. I can't do this if I think I'm a real man. So let's go out there and let's wear the red lipstick.
You
And
actually just gave me my next tweet.
yeah, no.
You gave me my next tweet because I want to find out how women feel about being the ones that perpetuate the whole male gender stereotype.
Yeah, I mean that gets into everything, you know. That conversation we can have even again when we reflect.
Yes, women
on
being the
how,
ones that actually push heteronormativity against men or effeminate men. Oh, why Udira so? Why he must be gay? He wanted to come out.
Yeah, you know.
We always think that as feminine men, women understand more, or women would protect us more because they know the feeling or what it feels like.
Yeah.
But so, women are sometimes mostly the ones that go,
yeah.
Yeah,
no, let's call out women that aren't pro the
Yo, mina indota yami could never shame.
If what? If he wears red lipstick?
Lipstick red. There are women that are like that.
Who are going to be like that, ne?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some mustaches, hey?
Yes.
Please, right? I have been looking forward to being wearing this mustache.
I'm actually growing one for the first time in my life, guys. It's in a hooray.
No, hooray, it looks fantastic. Like it feels soft. It feels soft, ne?
It does, but it's itchy.
Oh yeah? No, you look great. You know what? That's what I love also. If you are gender bending and you are wearing your facial hair and wearing your lipstick, wearing your makeup, who said that lipstick goes without a beard or facial hair? There's no such, right?
Exactly.
So as a transgender organization, we are also trying to get the involvement of our trans men. You know, trans men are often left out of exciting kind of initiatives because in the past, we've given away cool incentives for trans women that include makeup, blush, eyeliner, lipstick, nails. And it's very rare that we actually have like a little incentive and gift for a trans man. So while we are still growing our beards, while we are still taking our hormone gender affirming treatment and we're waiting for our first hair to sprout, we have got these mustaches, right? And for me, I must say, you know, my voice is not as deep as I thought it would be while I was talking like this. But I'm also kind of trying to affirm our transgender male community. You know, with these mustaches, we are saying wear a mustache all month. Put on your girlfriend's eyeliner, draw a mustache.
Yes, you know, mascara,
you know, protest gender-based violence in this masculine way. And, you know, our peer educators, if you see on our posters, our peer educators have got their own pamphlets that have got their phone numbers. So if there's a peer educator that's always talking to you or always checking on you, they've got mustaches for you. And we are celebrating that we are trans and we are here. First of all, as trans men, non-binary individuals, and trans women. You know what? We've got colorful mustaches as well. So trans women that no longer feel like they want to celebrate a mustache, we've got pink, blue, yellow, purple mustaches just for this campaign. Or you can go straight to the GBV awareness part of our campaign, which is our whistle. Sister G, please tell us more about how during our awareness month and during our GBV awareness, we thought it was important to have the whistle as part of the component.
Okay. As you know, Nosana, the country recently had its own, its second GBVF summit that was held in Pretoria. That was, I think, 2 weeks back. At the summit, the most important thing that was discussed was to accelerate. First of all, we accelerate the awarenesses that we are going to be doing against gender-based violence. We're also going to be amplifying everything that we've been doing in terms of making sure that we prevent gender-based violence, and also going to be taking accountability to say, as organizations, as the country, as everybody, all across South Africa, we are going to be standing up and fighting GBV. That is what we are doing right now, actually. So as part of prevention, what we came up with as the organization, we came up with saying, remember, a whistle has always been used as a distress signal. Right? When you're going mountain hiking, you will always pack your whistle. And then in case you get lost, then it will always be there to assist so that people can know where you are. Or even in cases of fire, you know, when doing our fire drills, the whistle will always be there. So to save a life, you can use a whistle. So we are having this campaign because we want to teach our transgender individuals, particularly transgender women, because they are more feminine, to say, even our transgender men as well, because remember, they are also vulnerable to being raped. So we are saying to them, learn to have a whistle with you wherever you are, and use this as a weapon to say, please protect me. Whoever will be listening to that whistle will know that this person is a person who is in distress. They need to be assisted. Yes, there was a time where the whistle was just a tool for piñana, but
that's why we went to level 5. It's because of that whistle.
Yeah, in a Bora, but we want to say to our community to say, much as it was fun for us to have this, let us also bring this as a weapon to say we are trying to protect ourselves by saying, whoever is listening to this, please protect me. So we are going to be having those videos that will be coming up, just like you are doing, Teddy, to say our people are going to be blowing the whistles, answering some questions, and going to be teaching it. This is actually an awareness to say, learn to protect yourself by doing.
Yes, so we're going to maximize on the whistles. One, I'd just like to go through our campaign specific details. You need to answer 3 questions. The first question is, why are you proud to be trans? The second question is, what is your special talent? Maybe you're a good kisser. Maybe we want to hear your special talent. And the last question is, how do you protect yourself from GBVF? You know, it's important that you answer these questions. You take a picture. Some people already have whistles. Some people can just draw their own mustaches. But those of you that really would like a mustache or a whistle from us, we need the picture because we want to celebrate you. We want you to pose with your mustache, with your whistle. And then we're going to have the answers next to you. And then we're going to be visible because you as our clients, you know, I believe over the past few years, we have made enough awareness around your communities and in your social spaces and even in your homes for you not to be hiding anymore, you know?
Yeah.
It's really been so great. I remember, Teddy, when we first invited you to one of our first events, because you do drag so fantastically. And
Oh,
I was
darling.
like, so, Teddy, please come to our event, you know. And then you were like, but I'm not drunk. I'm like, it doesn't matter. You wear a dress beautifully. And you also, you know, with your performances as an artist, you know what I mean? So do you think there's an importance for us to necessarily differentiate about, you know, if somebody is trans or if somebody is a drag performer? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You actually, Teddy, this is an important question for you to answer. You dress up as a girl and you perform and you entertain.
Yes.
What is the difference between what you do and a trans person?
Do you know? Wow, that's such a beauty pageant question. Thank you, Nosana, for the question. Between what I do you know, my job as a performer is to portray a character that is not me. A transgender person is themselves. They're not portraying anything. They are themselves. They were born that way. It was not scripted. It's not how they felt on that particular day. It's how they were created. It is how they were born. Whilst what I do as part of my career is sort of the recipe for the day, the instruction for the day to get through that particular day as not myself, Teddy. If I'm making sense.
No, you are. And also you've said that also you are more feminine also as a man. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes I just don't want to read too much into anything. Sometimes basic case in point, I just want to feel pretty.
Yeah.
On that day, I want to feel pretty. On that day, I want to wear my weave. The day after that, I want to wear my cornrows because they go with my outfit. On a particular day, I know there's a cute guy that's coming to work. I want to wear my red lipstick. I don't want to be sexy. I want to go clubbing. I know. And then here is something that is one of the most painful that a lot of people like myself go through. Is that I might want to be sexy, I might want to look a certain way, I might want to feel a certain way, but does where I am going guarantee my safety?
Yeah.
Is everybody going to understand if I went to a tavern where men are sitting on crates after knocking off from construction work or truck driving or taxi driving, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna wear a skirt without my boobs, without my hair, with my mustache, but with lipstick because I feel some type of way on that day? Is it safe for me? Yeah. So you see, is it safe? So now I have to put a front. I have to be a character for the sake of my safety. I can't be me on that day.
So what's your character like?
I can't be me on that day. Whilst the other painful thing is a transgender person can't choose that.
Yeah.
How does a transgender person say I can't be a transgender today when I was born a transgender? I can say my character will fit the surroundings. But a transgender person is not a character.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is what we're trying to fix with these campaigns, because if as a man you think you are entitled to be however way that you want to act towards a woman, that if any woman enters your space and you feel like I have a right as a man and to like anyone and touch anyone and talk to anyone and want anyone and force myself on anyone that I choose, if you're going to act like a woman, I have the right to want you and force you to be with me. You know what I mean? That's the actual problem.
Exactly. It's scary. It is so scary because now when we're talking about such things of if you're going to behave like this, this is how I'm going to react. Women do such things. Rosana, do you know how many times I get groped by women
What?
in public spaces?
When you dress feminine, they just want to touch you.
Yes, when I'm dressed feminine. Oh, where are your boobs? Where's you have such a nice butt. And being feminine opens a gateway to be sexualized. That is how men treat women, and women treat women in that manner.
Yeah.
Being feminine opens a gateway to be
say no,
sexualized.
stop. Do you allow it?
Because I have never seen a woman walk up to a guy in a club that is masculine and they grabbed their crotch or their butt. But if I was a feminine man, I open a gateway to be sexualized somehow.
So we are participating in our own perpetual victimization. You know, it's like
precisely. We have made femininity a sexual thing.
No.
Feminine has to be sexual. Feminine is sexual. Injalo. If you're a man and you are feminine, I'm a daughter.
Yeah, it is very sad.
If I was a straight looking gay man, and then you find out that guy is actually a bottom. But as a feminine person, I'm already perceived as Obata who you want to be topped.
Yeah.
Because Obata Obam side.
Yeah. No,
and women also look at you in that manner. They will get naked, we will bath together.
Yeah, I don't know why these women like to get naked in front of you.
It's scary. It's scary. But it's something that some of us have had to be accustomed to. Which is gonna bring me, it's gonna bring me to a point. I just want to throw it out there, Nasana, because unfortunately I'll have to leave soon. I have another engagement in a bit. Because I think about this all the time I go to the bathroom. So all the men that feel offended when a feminine gay man chooses to use the female bathrooms or the family bathrooms instead of the male bathrooms.
Who feels offended? The men?
Yes. Cis men feel offended, like, why aberekisa toilet tsa banyana?
And some women as well, they don't want you there.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Some women as well don't want us there, but women I understand because it poses a threat. If another man that will come under the false pretense, we can't be dumb about there is a rape culture out there.
Yeah, of course.
There are men that will cross boundaries under the name of being gay just so they can pass certain things to violate certain spaces.
Yeah.
So to men that have a problem with feminine gay men using female bathrooms and feminine gay men using male bathrooms, why do they have a problem with there being a gender neutral bathroom being put and assigned there?
Yeah, we don't know about that. I don't know. We watch these adverts where we see men
get a special
and they look at each other. All right, no, guys, let's wrap up, please.
It's just a question that I'm throwing to everybody that's watching.
No, it's something to think about, Teddy, because it's just that there's always such a joke around the stall of the men standing there, and then they look at each other as if like there's a dick comparison.
I went through that today because I was wearing my hair as I am, and I'm busy growing a beard, and I didn't feel the necessity to dress up. Let's say maybe it's the 25th, and I also wore red lipstick, and I want to go pee in the men's bathroom. And I look feminine. I'll go in the girls' bathroom, but I have a mustache.
Yeah, no, this is the awareness that we are trying to pose. Like, if you have a problem,
I think so.
You are the problem, because you need to check yourself and see what exactly do you have a problem with, right? I'd like to give us all a chance to express what our wishes are for these campaigns? What outcomes do we hope for? And how are we encouraging people to join in and be voices of reasons with all these problems that you've also talked about? I'll start with you, Terry. What are your wishes for your outcomes, and how are you going to make sure that people do it, and what do you hope people to gain from it? Yeah.
I don't want to, hopeful thinking. I wish the people at the future, let's tolerate each other. I'm tired of singing tolerance. Like, you don't have to like me, but at least respect me. And respect my boundary and respect my space. That is all I want. And what I wish is for people to have understanding of themselves. Like you said, what do I actually have a problem with? What's causing me to have a problem with that? What does that person and that space over there impact in my space and my sense of person over here that I feel I need to violate them for existing?
Yeah.
If people can question themselves and do an introspection like that, hore eng influence ka eng ntho ya hore Sister G le Nosana ba ratana over there. Why is it bothering me over here? What does it influence? It doesn't feed me, it doesn't hurt me, it doesn't make me bleed because I'm over here, they're over there. Why can't I just let them be? So it must mean I'm the problem because it's 2 against 1. 2 people have a common understanding and you're the only one without common understanding. You're the problem in that situation.
Absolutely. No.
I think that's my wish for this entire campaign.
That's
just
fantastic.
Pure understanding. You don't even have to tolerate me. Just respect me.
Thanks, Teddy. I wish the same
Thank
as well.
you guys so much. Mwah.
All right. Wait, don't leave yet. Let's hear Sister
I won't leave.
Sister G, what is your wish, and what outcome would you hope for? And how would you encourage people to participate, and what would you hope that people gain from both campaigns?
Okay. My wish, Nosana, is to see that this campaign can actually get to people's hearts, get people to understand that being queer doesn't necessarily mean that you are an object that can be violated in any way. And for the mere fact that we are seeing the increasing number of homosexual sexual assaults that are happening, like this case that just happened and I think it was in the Northern Cape. Seeing that happen, this campaigns like this should actually get into the people's hearts, and we need to stop such activities. We need to stop the femicides that are happening against lesbians, against transgender men, the rapes that are happening against our transgender women. So I would urge people to actually also look into their hearts, understand that being queer means you have the same rights as everybody else, and you are also having the right to life and to safety. So I'm hoping that this campaign will actually speak to that, and we will have more people like we had in the last weekend, where we have the FBO sector saying we want to understand this. We want to understand being queer. So if we can get more spaces just coming to say we want to understand you so that we can respect you and make sure that we are also part of protecting the queer community. That is my wish, Musani.
And the FBO is the faith-based organization.
Yes.
You know, a moustache is quite daring. A moustache, I think there would be men who'd be like, how dare you? It's not even yours, and you can't even grow one, and don't even fake it here. It's not made for you. I want people that get angry to actually kind of check, like the way you were saying, Teddy, about like, Why can't a statement like this be for everybody's learning and education? And for us that are scared, some of us are scared to kind of like, I'm sure there are trans men out there who like would just love to just wear a beard. I mean, it's going to be a fashion statement. You're going to do a photo shoot. We're going to celebrate you. We're going to say you look great, you know? So like, I would like as many of us as we can to kind of try and rock these beards. We're going to take nice photos of yourself. The peer educators are going to take nice photos of you. Be immortalized with your quotes and your statements when you answer these questions, so that this time next year, we can see how far have we come. Have our wishes and the people around us changed? Is our immediate society, have we done a positive contribution to people who saw us when we were rocking these beards and mustaches and our
red lipsticks
and these whistles as well? I hope we get to use them. I hope they save lives. And I really hope while we're at the groove, we are remembering, yes, we are grooving and we're making a noise, but we must actually remember that they actually are for another purpose. We're going to be having a surprise coming up request for those that want to dance and show us their dance move and blow whistles. We're going to ask for your video. So we want your videos, we want your lipstick, we want your pictures, and we want to remember you, and we're going to immortalize it on our Facebook page. So we're looking for a lot of participation. Thank you very much, everybody. Please comment, request mustaches and whistles from us, and we will hook you up. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Have a beautiful evening. All right, then. Ciao.
Lovely. Bye-bye.